good evening and welcome along to Zolder. This is round one. Seems weird to be saying that round one, 5 weeks into a season, but obviously last few weeks we've been running the shortened Heats Championship for GT3s to account for the fact that a number of our drivers were off competing in a pretty big national title. So this is round one of the HPR series for spring 2024, brought to you as usual by MRP. I'm Shane. Alongside me in the lounge tonight is Corey. How's it going, man?
I'm good, Shane. Yeah, Circuit Zolder alternative. Got some weird turns. Fairly exciting track, but exciting night. Good game of cricket going on.
Yeah, Corey's going to be multitasking. He's going to be commentating on this while keeping an eye on the cricket, and he might even give you some updates if you're interested in that. So we're all over it here in the lounge tonight, and this is what we've got in store tonight. So Zolder alternate layout, and yeah, nice twisty little circuit here in Belgium.
Belgium. I hear the ladies there are pretty decent. I don't know if I can say that. I'm sorry if it offends someone.
Well, what we
Nope.
can definitely say is they make great racetracks. Obviously, we're all familiar with Spa. This is a little bit shorter, but just as excellent a racetrack and very cool to drive around. And different little layout tonight as well, with a slightly quicker final turn. As we can have a look at that,
Yeah, it
maybe.
cuts the track down to 10 turns. And some names that I just, clean chicane.
Here we
Butty.
go. So this is the final chicane. You can see on the left there is the layout that we're all used to on the normal layout. You can see some cones in there blocking part of that off. Half of it's still left open for the pit entry, but on the right there, they're going to flick through that much higher speed chicane to make their way onto the main straight, and then that's going to see them carrying a lot of extra speed when they arrive down here at turn one, which has a rather short gravel trap before you collect the pit wall down there.
Yeah, and the track's had a I don't know, redone by iRacing pretty recently. So all updated with their Doug's favourite foliage is all pretty nice here.
Absolutely, and some of the drivers tonight commenting as well that turn one seems to be tightened up significantly from what they used to know. So we're in qualifying at the moment. GT3 guys have finished their laps, and Darren Lobb has set the pole position time there. There was a little bit of controversy with cars continuing to lap after the checkered flag, so there may be some action taken from that. But currently the GTP car's out on track, and actually, is there anybody doing laps? Yes, Stefan McCartan's out there doing laps, as is Andrew Odin. Stefan currently pole by just over a second from Nico Cordia, but Andrew skipping through the chicane there.
Yeah, good crowd of GT3s tonight.
Absolutely. Not too many GTPs in tonight, just 5 of them, but I'm sure they will bring us plenty of action. Anyway, I'm eyeing up a good battle between Nico Cordia and Jack Ince there, actually. That could be one hell of a battle, I think. Looking at that pace, Stefan's probably going to be out in the distance, but hey, I met him in person on the weekend, and I learnt that he absolutely puts a lot of work in. He's recently been doing the Hyperfiber series, and he was up at 5 a.m. before work most days to get laps in with his teammate Corey Lazarus, who, get this, Australian based, so 5 a.m. for Stefan, 3 a.m. for Corey, and that's what time Corey gets up to do laps every single day before he goes to work.
A name like Corey's got to put in the work, really. That's just, comes with the name.
Absolutely. Oh, as Stefan has a big moment there. Checkered flag's out. That's probably not going to affect his ability to get pole. Andrew Uden, only car out there, still lapping. And if we look at his Sector 1 times, just come up as a 28.8 compared to Stefan's 27.3. So I don't think Andrew's going to be threatening Stefan's time on this lap. Just see one of the drivers in the background
Yeah,
asking
pretty much fair,
about
do whatever you like, I reckon.
CPS. Corey, if you could just put a message in that it's all open, just limited on fuel.
You obviously will need fuel at some stage.
Oh, there we go. Sean's let them know for me. So I haven't turned the chat off again in the background, so hopefully they'll keep it all clean tonight. We'll be able to hear them over the stream.
I didn't even have it turned on.
So Andrew Uden just finishes off his lap and he sets a 15.82. That was his quickest lap of the session, but not able to improve his position, still sitting there in 5th. He will be off the back of the GTP field. And for some reason, we have Blake Greenhall in the BMW GT3 back out on track. Anyway, I think he might just be winding Sean up because they are in the same Discord together, and I do see him down the bottom there coming into the pits. So we'll have a little bit of time for this to run down before it ticks over into the race session. But we've got Stefan McCartan on pole for GTP, Nico Cordia sitting P2 there from Jack Hintz, as it is actually going to roll over into that gridding period. So they will get a couple of minutes to all line up, and what we'll be able to do is bring up the grid order here for you. So we can see there Stefan McCartan taking that pole from Nico Cordia, Jack Hintz and Louis Robinson making up the second row,
Is
then
the racer
Andrew
on the leader
Uden.
or iRacing Green?
Andrew Uden coming in 5th position there. Going back to the
I really don't think it's going to matter for you, mate.
GT3 cars there, sorry. Darren Lobb on the pole from Jack
I
Grunwald.
reckon iRacing Green.
Quinn Wilson and Aaron Goodrick making up the second row. Dylan Petch, then Blake Greenhill, Leith
Good luck,
Swinney,
everyone.
Sean
Have a good race.
McNamara, Brendan Brownie and Jono Gibson.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
And then we roll back to Christian Jenkins and Dan Turner on the 6th row. Ryan Cotterill lines up alongside Chris Zalewski, Dane Noda alongside Thomas McCall, Wayne Hartnell alongside Paul Blomqvist.
What are you flicking? Yeah.
And then Trent Bennett will
Awesome
round out the guys that set a time. Looks like Peter Vanderberg, David Yo and Jeff Hogan failing to get a lap in, and hopefully we'll see them come off the back. Not sure if they've stuck around, but we will wait and see.
I think David's gone, and yes, Peter normally had been in a GTP too, so.
Yeah, interesting. So we can see them.
In the wrong car.
Quite possibly. We can see all the guys lining up behind the pace truck on track there. So they're all going to grid up and they'll head away shortly. And we're just ticking over that time, and they are going to roll away from the dummy grid in a moment. And that pace truck's going to lead them away, so we should see Darren Lobb from GT3 pole leave a bit of a gap to the GTP class, and that's just to make sure that if the GTP guys have any issues, that the GT3 guys have all got time to react to that and don't get caught up in the crash. So we're rolling behind the pace truck. We're ready for a race start. I'm excited. What about you, Corey?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've called a race on the Thursday, and I'm feeling a little rusty.
Yeah, well, we've been busy working away behind the scenes on the NZ Sports Hyperfiber League, so good to be back behind the mic, and I'm excited to be commentating some more HPR series racing and can't wait to get into this. Not too long to wait now, as the pace truck's just going to pull off into the pits. Stefan McCartan's going to get control, and we will wait for them to all head off down towards turn 1 as we see them come over the crest here. And they've got the green flag and they're away, and it almost looked like Nico got the jump there. They're still side by side. Stefan's going to have the inside line though. He gets into turn 1 nicely. GT3 guys coming in behind, Darren Lobb leading them. They're all nicely strung out already, but a little bit going on in the background as they pile on down into turn 1. Meanwhile, the GTPs have already made their way through turn 3 and coming into turn 4 now. And then they'll pile into the clean chicane when they eventually get down there. Here they come. Very tricky little chicane, don't take too much of the white curbing on the inside, and we can drop back and see the GT3s now coming through turn 4, and they're going to pile into that chicane now. Still Darren Lobb leading the way by a nice wee margin. Oh! Oh, that was Dylan Pitch.
And he has not collected
We
anyone.
can pick him up here. He's still going. He's managed to get. Wow, that is insane.
That was at speed, and yeah, we've
He
seen
was
bits of car.
flying.
That's bits of his car flying off, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, look at the whole rear end gone, rear wings hanging on, but other than that, whole rear bumper missing off that Ferrari. I don't know that will affect his aero too badly. The diffuser still looks to be intact. That's going to be the most important thing in regards to the rear aero there, but I think he's absolutely got away with what was looking like a mammoth crash there.
Certainly has. Yeah, they're just lucky it didn't take anybody out. Like, we'll be able to go back and have a look at that. Like to see that in slow motion.
Absolutely. So Stefan McCartan continues to lead the way, already pulled out to a 1.7 second lead over Nico Cordia. Interestingly, Jack Hint's not getting away to the best of starts. He's dropped back to P4 behind Louis Robinson. I'm sure Jack will be keen to find his way around Louis before too long.
Yeah, one person who has moved forward in the first couple of laps, Paul Bloomquist, up 11 spots.
Paul Bloomquist, here he is. So that's interesting. He, I guess, maybe didn't get at least a representative lap in qualifying and starting off the bat. Making his way around Sean McNamara there, up to P11, so up 12 spots now.
Yeah, man on a mission, definitely.
Still sticking with the pink wheels even on the Marlboro livery. I'm not quite sure it works so well with that livery. It's always been a bold choice that he's stuck with those pink wheels, and it's worked on some of his liveries, and I'm not so sure about this one.
It's salmon.
Sure, we'll call it salmon.
Yeah, just, you know, salmon and some darts, sure away.
And we don't have the blurring on the Marlboro liveries tonight, so if anybody's enticed to take up smoking because of this, take it up with Paul Blomqvist.
Yeah, no, take it up with trading paints.
Meanwhile, Sean McNamara continuing to come under pressure. He's got Christian Jenkins behind him now.
Don't worry. Thanks iRacing for providing us with the service that you do. We appreciate you.
Absolutely, Christian. Thinking about a move into that tricky little chicane. That's a brave spot to try it. To sort of give the other guy room, you have to take a lot of that inside curbing, and we've seen through practice just how much it can launch your car if you get too much of that.
Yeah, these curves here are dangerous. As we've seen, Dylan Pitch has already been for a ride. We'll have to see if that was anything to do with one of those curves. It was definitely around one of those curves that it happened.
I think he had lost it before he got anywhere near it, because that big curve was in the shot, and he was out of control by the time we came into the shot.
Yeah, maybe the car just got a fright, seen the curves coming and just threw it all the way.
Christian wresting his way through that tricky final chicane there, lost a bit of ground to Sean McNamara, and actually on the weekend I had a little bit of a taster of what it's like to be Christian Jenkins. I was driving a little hand control kart at the Bathurst weekend,
Oh, yeah,
as were a few of us. I mean,
So
no
the
brakes, so we didn't get to try the hand braking. We just relied on engine braking, but it was an experience. I think I was probably a bit big for it, but
well, you know what they say, that just adds to momentum.
Yeah, it doesn't help you getting back up the hill though.
No, gravity tends to take over. All good going down.
Absolutely, plenty of fun. Anyway, Dylan Pitch. I believe this is going to tell the story of what happened to him. Let's hope we can get the right camera angle on this. Alright, so the super slow-mo. You wanted slow-mo? This is super slow-mo. So he's alongside Blake Greenhill coming into the braking zone here. Looks like he's gone a bit deeper than Blake. Oh, is there a touch there? Oh, there's a bit of a touch. He's probably come across a bit though. There goes the bum bit. And then he flies across there, and Aaron Goodrick actually doing a great job to, you see he's skipped the second part of the chicane there as well, so he readjusted his line and held that brake a little bit longer to avoid that. So great reaction there from Aaron Goodrick.
Do we have an in-car from Aaron Goodrick's point of view? That would be great.
I think we might be able to manage that. I think we want the full speed if we're going to look at that, because we can get the full code brown moment that way.
So the GTPs now have started to lap the GT3s here on lap 6. It's a nice casual drive for Aaron, absolutely no idea what's about to happen.
Oh, he must have seen that in his mirrors, because before he was even in the shot, he's correctly in opening that wheel. Blake's picked up a position as a result. Very opportunistic jump there from Blake, but I'm sure Aaron won't mind that, considering he at least survived what would have been a very scary moment right there.
He's gone. Aaron's gone from the chat. Would have been worth having a yarn about that. That's definitely something to ask him next time we get to talk to Goodrick.
Definitely. So Christian Jenkins still piling the pressure on Sean McNamara here. What does he do? Where does he make a move? It's not the easiest of tracks to pass around, is it?
It doesn't seem to be. To be honest, I have not been here for a long time. I can't remember the last time I come to Zolder. Yeah.
Well,
I feel like I recently had brought it, I think. Within a couple of years. That's for sure.
Yeah, so you got that tight little chicane that they've just been through, then you got another chicane here. This one a little bit slower, so you can manage to go side by side through here if the other guy works with you, but still not really the easiest place to think about making a pass. Probably where they're coming down to now is your best opportunity for an out-braking manoeuvre, probably the biggest braking zone into a standard quite tight slow corner that we've got on the track. But yeah, and I think this alternate layout probably takes away half a chance as well. We used to be able to fire it down the inside into the final chicane, where now you're really just flicking it in there, a little bit of a lift off the throttle and tip it in and flow through. So potentially if you can get close enough through there, then turn 1 could be an option, but I think that final chicane is a little bit of a weakness for Christian at the moment. We've seen him drop a fair bit of ground to Sean on a couple of occasions there. Christian's still trying to figure out the best way to get through that set of corners without giving up that time, I guess.
Since the GTP started to lap these GT3 cars, Stefan's managed to break his gap out to 8.5 seconds to Nico Cordia. So he's obviously had the easier time passing them, and then has boosted on it because now he's got nothing in front of him. And the other two that are close enough are still trying to get through the traffic. We see Lou Robertson's had an issue.
Yeah, I was just about to pick up on that Louis had dropped back to P5 and missing the front end off that car. That won't be performing very, very efficiently aerodynamically. Probably almost there, getting under there and trying to lift the front of the car as opposed to pushing it down into the track now.
Yeah, it seems like it's got a bit of an air dam. Be like a bulldozer trying to push the air around at the moment.
Absolutely. So as we covered off, as the guys were chatting about it on the race comms at the start there, that there is no compulsory pit stop in this one, but they are limited on fuel, so we'll be required to come in and take fuel at some point. Louis opting to come in and get some fast repairs. He'll get some fuel, maybe some tyres. I don't know if he'll be able to get enough in there to get home at this point.
Yeah, it looks like Jack Hintz is just being held up by the GT3 traffic, and Andrew Uden's taken advantage of that and managed to jump up past him.
Yeah, so Andrew Uden moving into P3 ahead of Jack Hintz, and we do have some data on that. This is the onboard, so he was close in behind, and Jack just having a bit of a hesitation there, and Andrew able to position himself on the outside and just take that high ground off him, and able to carry that momentum through. So that was quite opportunistic from Andrew, but well done.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool replay in the onboard there on Andrew Uden's GTP car.
And I'll just pretend that I intended to play the onboard.
That was definitely meant to happen.
Absolutely.
Anyway, yeah, the onboard on Andrew Uden's Porsche.
So I'm just trying to see if I can spot any data on what happened to Louis when he lost his front end there. I've got some data on him going off track since he's been in the pits, but nothing. Oh, actually no, sorry. This looks like potentially this is going to tell the story on what happened to Louis Robinson. Back in Jigsaw colours. And, oh, just like someone ripped up the handbrake on him.
Yeah, and waiting patiently to get back out on track, not jumping out like a crazy bastard. So credit there. And you would be unhappy with yourself after, you know, having that sort of a mischief.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, he's come in and got a fast repair and back out circulating now, Louis.
So, Dig Daddy Racing's beating us to it, Corey. We haven't even told the guys to shout out their favourite driver yet, and he's already shouted out Andrew Uden. But we do have a couple of prizes to give away in that regard, don't we?
We do, Shano. Yeah, we've got a SuperCars NZ t-shirt and a Napa prize pack to give away. And the Napa prize pack's just got sort of goodies, sort of a little package that Leon's put together.
Absolutely. So the way we're going to work that, the Napa stuff's going to go to a viewer because Napa sponsor the broadcasting lounge, so that's only fair. So the t-shirt will go to a driver. So if you shout out your favourite driver in the comments, the guy that gets the most shout outs is going to walk away with that t-shirt. And the first person to shout that driver out will walk away with the Napa pack. So Dig Daddy Racing already getting in there. If Andrew walks away with the t-shirt, then Dig Daddy's going to walk away with the Napa pack.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, if you're watching, yeah, get amongst it in the comments, the chat. And you got to make sure also, Dougie said that you got to make sure that you subscribe to the Broadcasting Lounge and you subscribe to NZ Sim Racing TV. It's the first time we're streaming the HRP series to the channel.
Sure is. So Aaron Goodrick sitting in 4th position in GT3 at the moment, and just in behind Paul Blomqvist. I was going to say putting the pressure on, but I have a feeling Paul's probably just found his way around Aaron, and I do see that there is data on Paul passing Aaron. I won't bother playing the replay on there because we know Paul normally makes most of his passes relatively easily. And Paul's got eyes forward on Blake Greenhall now as well, so looking to move up to P2 already after starting off the back. I think Darren Lobb another 12 seconds up the road. That's probably going to be a slightly harder task to get there.
Yeah, one of those tasks that you will find definitely find hard. And there's been a few comments come in on the YouTube too. Got those shouting out Blake,
Sorry,
Larky,
Stefan.
and Dougie is watching tonight. Should be here, Douglas. Anyway, he's shouting you out, Shane.
Oh, thanks, Doug.
Brown stuff came out.
I suppose technically I am a driver. I drive on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disqualify you. Sorry.
And sorry, Scott. I don't think your second bloke can win anything. I think he's I think well, what he's trying to win at the moment is probably a get out of jail free card, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean that's. Did he? Did he?
Did he?
Did he do it? Did he? Did he? Did he? Look, I was going to say cricket update, but there's an ad on. But last time I looked, it was 46 for 9.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's us bowling in India. So that's it's definitely got me pretty rowdy.
Absolutely. So Paul's just been stuck in behind Blake for a wee while here. Hasn't found his way past as easily as I might have expected. So Blake doing a good job to keep him behind.
Yeah, so he's going to need somebody else to shout him out, isn't he? You know, if he's going to manage to win himself a T-shirt.
Absolutely.
So yeah, if you're a fan of Blake, I know he's got some fans out there. I don't think so, Scott. Yeah, I don't know if that's something you can buy from there.
Oh, Paul's chucked it down the inside, got half a nose up there. Blake recognised he was there and gave him some space. But they're still side by side, and Blake got the momentum off that corner, and I think he might be able to carry that into the final set of corners here, and still keeps him behind. Meanwhile, they've got Stefan McCartan coming up on them in the GTP, and he makes his way around the two of them cleanly down the straight.
Couldn't have made that look any easier.
There's a wee bit of a power difference there.
There is. I think there was a lot of that was just the timing, and that's Stefan for the second time, almost around the whole field again. He's just got Darren Lobb up in front of him to get by, and Darren's got a good lead there now. 15 seconds back to Blake here, who's trying to fight off a very quick Paul Bloomquist.
Yeah, and all this time while Blake and Paul are fighting, that just allows Darren to skip away that a little bit more and gives Paul that extra bit of work to do when he does finally find his way by Blake Greenhall, if he's got eyes on catching Darren and taking a race win here. So, and Darren's no slouch. I think Darren's specialty is probably more the V8s, but he's certainly still very quick in a GT3, and I think 15 seconds to Darren Lobb is going to be a tall order for Paul Blomqvist to try and close down in what have we got, about half an hour, just over half an hour remaining in this race.
Yeah, a timed race, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so 50 minutes. Yeah, so half an hour's a long time. But of course they'll get a wee bit of a break when they come in and take some fuel, which Lou's already done. But as you mentioned earlier, is he going to be able to make it home from here? I don't think these GCP cars are that economical, are they?
No, they don't have a huge tank, so under normal circumstances they get about 45 minutes out of a tank. I think they're limited to about 60% tonight, so probably looking at around probably just under that 30-minute marker, so they're probably only just coming into that pit window now, really.
I think the Indians are all out.
Blake's made a little bit of a mistake at the chicane, and that's given Paul the run on the outside through this curve, but it's going to give him the inside through the entry into this next chicane, and he's got the job done. Just that wee mistake, taking a bit too much curb through the clean chicane, and that gave Paul his opportunity to get the pass.
Oh, good mate.
Oh, but Paul's gone deep, and Blake gets back up the inside. they're side by side down here. Paul's going to have the inside into the first part of the final chicane, but Blake sweeps across and takes the position back. Costly mistake from Paul Blomqvist, and Aaron Goodrick's even going to get a run on him here and get alongside.
Yeah, but Paul's already. Well, I know Aaron runs a little wide there out into the sand. So gets to get that spot back. Paul Blomqvist gonna have to get back up behind Balaki again and try have another go at it. Meanwhile, it's that gap to Darren Lobbs now out to just 14.5 seconds.
Sure is. So Dylan Petch involved in a bit of a battle with Sean McNamara here as Louis Robinson making his way through in the GTP. Sean's teammate puts a lap on him. But yeah, so Tom McCall just in behind Sean McNamara. Actually, Louis just had another bit of a moment out on track. So we'll stick with this for the moment. Dylan Petch hanging around the outside. He's going to have the inside for the entry into the chicane, and I think Sean just letting him go and getting back online there. So Louis Robinson having a bit of a moment not too long ago. Up into this same chicane where we've just seen Dylan Petch put the move on Sean, and nothing too bad, just a little bit of rear locking into the apex, half looped it, but managed to recover it quite nicely.
Yeah, be happy with that. He's already had a bit of a rough moment tonight, so Lou gets out of jail, so he gets one back. Nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely, and Quinn Wilson in the pits now, so this is probably going to be the first of the scheduled pit stops. Rolling down the lane, it's quite a long time on the limit here for not a lot of pit bays here, because you actually hit the limit before you can see all those pumps in the background. I believe they're used for public track days. You can go and fuel up your car and do some laps, but you hit the limiter before you go past there, and then you have to carry it all the way down past race control before you eventually get to any of the actual pit bays. As Quinn Wilson drops off the jack, carries on, and he's going to release that limiter here, and then he has to take the long way around turn 1, and he's going to rejoin on the inside of turn 2.
There you go, he probably had enough time to have a Marlboro.
Absolutely. Worth covering off that pit exit though, because it is a very tricky pit exit, and the merge can be quite awkward if you merge into traffic there. Generally with the other layout, pit entry can be quite awkward as well, as you got guys hard on the brakes for the final couple of corners while you're trying to carry speed straight ahead down the pit lane. But I think this layout sort of mitigates that a little bit, because you're carrying a lot of speed into that final chicane anyway, so I don't think you really slow it down except for a little bit of a lift as you turn it in, so there's not too much of a closing rate to worry about with the guys coming into pit lane versus the guys staying on track. Darren Lobbs still comfortable lead out there in GT3. Jack Hintz coming up behind in the GTP, just thinks better of trying to get that one done through the chicane. He's going to sit in behind through this section, and then he will use that extra horsepower to make his way by down in towards the almost hairpin, I'm going to call it. It's not quite a hairpin, but it's almost a hairpin.
Yeah, she's a righty into a bit of a lefty. Don't forget to shout out your favourite driver, and yeah, Shane will let you know how possibly you could win yourself a Napa pack, and how that driver could win a SuperCars NZ t-shirt.
Yeah, so if you shout out your favourite driver, if he gets the most votes, then he's going to win a t-shirt. And if you were the first guys to vote for him, then you're going to get a Napa pack, as Blake Greenhill comes into the pits. But Sean McNamara had a little off-track excursion there as well. Coming back on now. Got back to Blake in pit lane in the BMW.
Yeah, so you can't double vote either. So, yeah, sorry, Dick Daddy Racing, but yeah, you can still be rooting for your mate though, nonetheless.
Absolutely.
There's a couple, three more down pit lane, as we see Trent Bennett and Sean McNamara are also coming into the lane to take their little bit of fuel to get home.
Yes, Sean, after that little bit of a mistake, just choosing to come down the lane and get his fuel stop done. Going up on the jacks means they're doing tyres in these cars as well. Obviously, in the supercar, we see them go up on the jacks regardless because they run as close to the real pit stop rules as they can. Where obviously in a supercar, if you're going into the pits and putting fuel in, you have to be up on the jacks while you're doing that. That's not the case in GT3 racing, so the GT3 cars can stay on the ground while they're just doing fuel, but that tells us that when they go up on the jacks like that, they are taking some fresh tyres, whether it's 1, 2, 3 or 4, and if it's 1, 2 or 3, which ones they're doing and which ones they're not, that's what we don't know.
Yeah, do you think maybe Scott's had a spelling mistake and it was meant to say "Go Daddy" and he was actually talking about Sean McNamara?
Could be, could be.
Pit team.
It was Sean telling us earlier he was going to give us a hot lap round here, was he?
I reckon he might have been.
Yeah, I reckon he could have. Pit lane is pretty busy right now too. So we've got Aaron Goodrick, Leaf Swinney, Christian Jenkins, Thomas McCall, Nico Cordia in the lane.
Yeah, so Nico Cordia first of the GTPs to pit, and it looks like he was right up behind the GT3. Obviously, once they're on the limit, they're all going the same speed, because that's what the limit is, unless somebody's choosing to go a little bit below that. But I do wonder if on the way to that limited line, if Nico might have just gotten held up a wee bit by those GT3 guys.
Yeah, Jack Hinson and Andrew Uden also coming in the lane, so it's a chance for them too to make a jump in the pits, these guys that are close by. So maybe look for Andrew Uden to maybe trust on a little bit of fuel saving and take less fuel and try and get out here in front of Jack. But Jack up on the jacks pretty quick. A name like Jack, you'd want to be pretty quick at that.
You would. So an interesting one when you mention fuel saving with these GTP cars as well. Obviously they run a hybrid system and you can choose how much of that you're using. So there's always the option to turn up your hybrid a little bit and use that extra speed to just use a little bit less fuel. It doesn't automatically use less fuel, it automatically gives you more power, but while you've got that much more power, you can just be a little bit easier on the throttle, and if you don't quite use all that, then obviously you're going to use a bit less fuel.
If Sean was my daddy, the black dog would catch me.
Oh, Andrew
he felt
Uden
tired.
straight out of the pits. Cold tyres, yep, just looping it, and he will be super frustrated with that, but it's certainly a pressure easing moment for Jack Hints. He's not got too much going on around him now, and he'll get his head down and see if he can go about closing the gap to Nico Cordia, but 18 seconds up the road, that's quite a margin that he's pulled out. And man, I was calling that as potentially being the battle of the race between those guys, but yeah, just not going Jack's way tonight.
Lobby down the lane, Quinn Wilson down the lane, and that will only leave Paul Blomqvist, Chris Zawalski out of the GT3s that are still running, and Stephen McCartan. He is out there just still hammering it. He's just about halfway through his 24th.
I'm going to let you get away with that pronunciation of Chris's name because it was still closer than what Wayne says.
Zalewski, sorry. Yeah, no, I try to get them as right as I can, and if we do get it wrong, don't be shy. Come in and give us a lesson.
Absolutely. So Darren back out on track, and he's still going to be leading the class. So we've seen Paul Blomqvist and Chris Zalewski come in just behind, and that's going to cleanse the field, although Stefan McCartan still yet to take his stop. But we would probably expect to see him coming out pretty comfortably in the lead unless he trips over one of these guys and picks up some significant damage. It was looking a little bit awkward there as he had to thread the needle between Blake and Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron and Blake both just getting out in front of Paul. It's a long stop for. Oh no, it's not. Don't mind me. He's on the way out.
So that's a good net gain for Aaron, really. Up 2 spots and running P2 in GT3s at the moment. So going
Cricket
very well
update.
there.
India are all out, and we're batting now, and we're 10 for none. So, yeah, I couldn't see what they were all out for.
Well, having 10 on the board without loss is a good start. So
46 they were all out for. So
46.
we got them out for 46 in India, folks. That is Thomas McCall's excited about it. He's just had a bit of a spin.
Why can you never find the name that you want when somebody shouts it out? There he is. I was too slow on it to catch him recovering, but I do have data on that, so we can data on the end of it. Let's try this one. So he's coming down into that tricky little chicane, launches over the first curb, launches off the second curb, loops it around and gets the little flick spin action going, or tries to. Has to give way to some more cars, and then finally gets it pointed back in the right direction and carries on.
Yeah, I'm just blown away that yeah, we've gone to India and done what we've done. Here we are, like lap 26, so we're 32 minutes into the 50-minute race. So 17-ish minutes to go. And Darren Lobb, he's done his pit stop, and that gap back to Blake Greenhall now out to 25 seconds. So Stephen McCartan's just come in and done his pit stop, and he is 1 second difference there. So where's no, that's not right, is it? Oh, yeah, 20 odd seconds.
Yeah, 28 seconds back to Nico Cordia.
Yeah, so both the leaders in class got pretty good buffer. That's enough to have a spin and still be able to get out as long as you stay off the wall. So yeah, Stefan going back through the GT3 traffic again. Looks to be the fifth time around some of the back markers. But he's only been around Darren Lobb 3 times.
Well, that's for a short track, and we know the pace difference between the two classes. That's pretty impressive performance by Darren, really, to only be lapped 3 times 30 minutes into the race.
Yeah, that's not too bad, is it?
Paul Blomqvist getting cozy with Aaron Goodrick at the moment.
Yeah, Aaron will be enjoying that. Loves a good race. It doesn't matter what it's in, whether it's the V8s or even Wreckfest is good fun to race with Goodrick.
Oh, Aaron just getting a little bit wide on the exit as he tried to get the momentum off the corner, and that just ultimately sealed Paul getting that spot done. Now he sets his eyes on Blake Greenhall.
Sorry, mate, I was going to try and get off the road somewhat.
Going on board with Paul Blomqvist, we can see how he does it.
Oh yeah, he's going to wait for the right moment, and you're going to get him under pressure.
Oh.
Moving over for check-ins to bust the gap. I'm glad that's another good one we've got live tonight. I'm going to go back and make some clips tonight, I think.
So he's getting right under the rear wing through here. We saw him struggling to find a way around Blake earlier, and Not able to get the job done into that chicane. Probably just
He looks
biding his time a little bit, I think.
Yeah, he's got good drive out of the corners. Seems like, yeah, just a little bit more drive than that BMW anyway.
Blake's going to cover the inside here. Does he get to the switchback? Certainly getting a little bit of overlap, giving each other room through here.
Oh, and then goes Andrew Erden, just helping himself.
Pull on the wrong side of the track into that chicane though, and that's allowed Aaron Goodrick to get back into it as well, and they're going to go 3 wide. Aaron picking up 2 spots in one go.
He might have gone a bit deep there, and looks like Paul's going to possibly, no, he's still going to be on the inside, or is he going to get it? He has, yeah.
Paul just able to sweep in front there, so not quite able to make both moves sick, but certainly an opportunistic moment there. As Paul runs off track, has a big wobble, manages to catch it. Kicking up dirt off the back of the curb there as well. Oh, Blake having to think about it. Hits the curb, hits Aaron, Aaron goes around. Oh, he's lost the wing, the bumper's hanging off. He won't be happy about that. Wow.
That bumper's not going to last long. It looks like a bit of a
Oh!
wobble. Yeah, he might have to just pull it up here. It looks like he might tow.
Yeah, I think damage to the rear suspension. He didn't have much control over that car, unfortunately. So that's left Blake P3, sorry, in GT3. But well, I would not be surprised if there's a ticket submitted for that one. Let's see if we can pick up a better angle of that, eh? Wonder what a chopper cam might tell us on this one. So you can see them coming down. Blake has a look, goes down under braking, bounces off the curb. Oh yeah, it's unfortunate. Blake tried to leave room but bounced off the curb. Aaron certainly left plenty of room and got hit, so I think if there's a ticket submitted, it's probably going to be a pretty clear-cut thing, unfortunately.
Yeah, a little bit too much curb there for Bilarkey, and it threw him into the Rosetown car.
Oh, that was one of the Misfits cars. Might have been Trent Bennett? Yeah, looks like.
Yep, he's just in pit lane there now, Trent Bennett.
So what's happened there?
He might have seen the cricket score and thought, yeah, just pretty much just, nah, I'm gonna go watch the cricket.
He's tried to put it into the nice little Marshall recovery gap there, but kind of hit the wall in the process. And yeah, he's obviously had enough.
Yeah, well, I hope he's seen the cricket score. He's a fan. He was asking me the score before. So yeah, we're still batting, which is good. Better than India. They're not batting.
Absolutely.
In fact, we're 16 for none. Devon Conway on 10 and Latham on 6. So we're not going to take any complaints out of that.
Certainly not a lot of scoreboard pressure, is there?
No. But a chance to maybe get a win in India, which is something we haven't done for more than a decade.
Yeah, that would be very cool. So Dylan Pitch, no sorry, Dan Turner, putting all sorts of pressure on Sean McNamara now. So Sean up 2 spots from where he started, but it seems to be every time we've seen him through this race, he's had somebody putting the pressure on from behind. Dylan Pitch was the next name up the order, but he's dropped right off. I did see him blinking a few times while he was battling with Sean earlier. So I do wonder if he's just been completely disconnected from the server there as Sean makes a mistake through that chicane. Dan Turner finds a way around. We do have data on Dylan Pitch crashing, so is this going to be a genuine crash or is it going to be a system crash? Well, he's gone out. That looks like more of a I've had enough, I'm out of here type of crash. So similar to Trent Bennett, maybe he wants to watch the cricket as well.
Well, I wouldn't blame you. Yeah, I want to watch the cricket. I can hear it. I hope it's not coming through the broadcast when I'm talking.
I certainly can't hear it. So
Yeah.
that's a lapped Aaron Goodrick, I believe. Yeah, lapped Aaron Goodrick in behind Sean McNamara, and Aaron trying to unlap himself against Sean. Not too much going on in the way of close battles now. I think the closest gap on track is .8 between Dan and Sean, and with Dan just having taken that spot off Sean a lap ago, I think we'll probably going to see that gap start to stretch a little bit. But hey, Sean might prove me wrong. He's certainly a capable driver.
Right, just sending a message. Yes, you're right. Yeah, no, Sean just he's actually just hopping around in the background, isn't he? He's just trying to just do the laps, no drama.
He's pulled a little bit back on Dan Turner here, so I don't think this battle's actually over just yet. I think I hear you've just put an update in the text chat by the sound of that. Sean just has closed that gap up to hovering around half a second now, but it was down to about 0.2, 0.3. So yeah, certainly this battle not over, but Sean having to deal with the distraction of Aaron Goodrick trying to unlap himself on him at the moment, and oh, Aaron's just looped it there. He's ended up in the fence, and he's going to tow back to pit lane, so he might be another one off to watch the cricket now.
Yeah, Zolder taking victim after victim tonight.
Unfortunately for Sean, that little moment where Aaron got down the inside and he had to leave him some space, that's cost him a bit of time to Dan Turner, and that gap was blown out to about 2 seconds out, although coming back down as Dan had to give way to one of the GTPs there.
Yeah, Dan's got a bit of catching if he's going to get up to his good mate Christian up in front of him as well. But I'd like to just make a bit of a shout out to Dan. Actually, I put his name in for a trip into the Hyper Fiber League with the Sim Motorsport NZ and Virtual Motorsport, and he wasn't expected to do anything outrageous, but he got out there and he competed with some of the best sim racers in New Zealand, and couldn't be more proud of him for that. So hopefully you watch this back, Dan. But yeah, here's your pat on the back, mate. You definitely did us proud.
Yeah, very cool. And of course, from SuperCars NZ, we put forward Stefan McCartan and Taylor Mitchell. Taylor not here tonight, but as Stefan comes into the shop, making his way around Dan, yeah, he did a great job. Finished P5, I believe, in the end, and he was quite disappointed with that as well. And we told him certainly no need to be disappointed with being able to call yourself the 5th best sim racer in New Zealand.
Yeah, no, there's definitely nothing wrong with that. And yeah, he did a stellar job with his teammate Corey Lazarus taking it out. So yeah, congratulations to Corey and the Blackout boys. They definitely know how to put in the work.
They sure do. And I say 5th best sim racer in New Zealand, and that's not a little tongue in cheek. I believe that's a genuine case to say he is the 5th best sim racer in New Zealand. It was a national championship for sim racing, although I don't know that we're quite allowed to call it that with the disputes going on as to who actually has the rights to host a national championship out of the two organisations that are claiming it at the moment. But yeah, certainly all the top guys were there, and he came out 5th out of all those. That's a very impressive accomplishment.
Yeah, definitely is, and he's always good to talk to. Stefan Milk Carden.
Paul Blomqvist out there.
Yeah, up 16 spots. So you're currently in P7 overall, P2 in class. So Lobby up in front of him, just 35 seconds. 31, is it? Yeah, 31 and a half.
Yeah, what we've got about 5 minutes remaining, so what about, probably about 4 laps, so
This
yeah,
is battle here.
15 seconds a lap, oh, no, about 7.5 seconds a lap, that's easy, he can do that.
I think Andrew might have been a bit closer to Jack Hintz before they come across Paul Bloomquist here. So he's lost a little bit of ground. I was going to make a comment because it was in orange, the live timing data with these two. Back in the yellow now, just hovering around that 1 second mark.
Right, my bro.
Certainly looks like the closest gap we've got on track at the moment, so we'll stick with this. Oh no. Oh, this isn't good. I'll see if I can save it by killing this.
Thanks, Louis.
We might have some technical difficulties here, people. Sorry about this.
Yeah, right. The stream's still live. It's just a frozen picture, so mute us if you haven't already.
I can certainly do that.
Shit. Sorry, brother. Sorry, mate.
So close. My bad. It was very close. All good, mate. Sorry. I was in the way. Sorry.
Okay. Easy, Jack, Louie, Lobby, Paulie, Blakey. Pretty much everyone except for Shawnee.
Yeah. Oh, man. Sorry, everyone. Unfortunately, we've missed the end of the race. Stefan McCartan taking out the win.
Hey,
Oh,
Sean, that was a mad
I need to
battle,
get my
really
new
honestly.
PC built. I've got all the
First part
parts
of that
here.
race, bro.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, bro. Giving each other rooms. Heaps of
Fingers
fun.
crossed the new
Heaps of fun.
PC is
All
going
good.
to be
Well done.
up and running in time for next week's stream
Yeah,
because
see you next
I
week for
feel
round
like
2,
I've let
buddy.
you guys
Cheers.
down, unfortunately.
Thank you, admin,
But
racing,
wow, it was an
trolling,
exciting race, wasn't it,
broadcasting
Corey?
team.
It was, yeah. So sorry, folks, for the technical difficulty
Mate,
there at
I'll
the
get your
end,
number
but
next week.
that's out of our hands. That was
Send
just a
across some
freeze.
people.
But yeah, Shane, obviously you're going to be upgrading the PC.
Yep, I've got everything, all the new parts for a whole new build sitting in the dining room now. So hopefully I'll be able to get that all done over the weekend as Sean comes into the broadcast and to join us post race. How's it going, Sean?
Good. I didn't know if you're streaming or not, so I apologise. I just want to know if I've won $20.
Were we doing another $20 giveaway, were we?
Ah, we were. But just give away money. Anyway, no, okay.
What's that, Sean?
We,
You want to give away some racing credit?
Do it. I don't care. I mean, hey,
Okay,
the MRP boys deserve $20 too. That's how I feel.
absolutely. I'll
And
just
my
have
name
to
goes in there.
take a moment to get the wheels set up. But in the meantime, I reckon Corey can probably tell us about our other prize giveaways for the night.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we're gonna work that one, but we got a vote for Andy, a vote for Blake, a vote for Shane, and a vote for Diddy.
Can I be Diddy? I feel like I can be Diddy.
Well, it was kind of brought up that it was misspelt and it was actually Daddy, and that was referred to you.
Oh,
Not
funny.
gonna lie.
How was the stream with it? It was some crazy stuff. That bloody chicane was awful.
Yeah, there was some crazy stuff. Unfortunately, we missed the finish because my system let me down.
I saw you leave and come back, so that's not your fault, mate. But that's a bit bad. But,
Yeah,
you are in the process of building the new computer, and
absolutely.
you got some actual more important people that have joined the waiting room to talk to. So I will leave you guys to talk to them because I'm only a pleb seventh.
Before you
Really.
go, give me a number.
Yeah.
Give me a number that we're going to on the wheel.
Oh, really? No, I can't because I want to be one of those numbers.
No, I mean like how many do we need? How many finishes have we got?
Okay, yes, 10 port. Thank you. All right, okay.
Yeah,
You
I
go
left
to.
already.
Oh, because of the hypercars. Ooh, a little bit different. Okay. Goody still finished. Pitch finished. Trent left. So up to 18. All right?
18.
So 1 to
Beautiful.
18.
Thank you
Yep.
very much.
Got my SDK open, so that should be alright.
But,
Dylan Pitch was he the last car? Baron
No.
Goodrick was
Yeah.
sitting in the pits too. He didn't finish that
He was
accident he had.
behind me with flags, and I know Trent left, and Dylan definitely finished. Well, Pitch might not have actually. And Goody, I don't know. So, I mean, if 17, 18, or 19, it'll be a post-race investigation.
Okay.
If they get the $20, if they come in, if their number comes in. You like that? I'll
Yeah.
save the replay.
All right. Well, in the meantime, we can chat to our race winner.
Yeah, I'll get out of here. I'll leave you boys to it. Oh, no, I'll hang around. Bring them in.
Yeah, shush, Sean.
Stefan, the Bathurst weekend must have done you good, eh? Took a massive victory there.
Yeah, no, it was good. Fucking tough track to come back to. A lot of traffic and a lot of curbs to avoid.
You did well though. There was a scary moment at the start in the GT3 field, but you were well clear of that. Yeah, how was the race for you?
Yeah, look, no, it was good. I haven't touched this car since the conclusion of the last HPR series. So it's jumping in and just sort of winging it for tonight. But no, it was really good. This track's definitely hard to pass. Just due to the nature of the tight chicanes. If you go into that second chicane behind a GT3, you lose 3 seconds in your pace on your optimal lap, and it's can sort of make or break your lap times. But no, overall GT3s are really good. held their lines, made it easy. And I didn't hear a lot of GT3s complaining about GDP, so it sounds like everyone had a good night.
Yeah, absolutely. So, coming back into it from the Porsche, what's the key differences in making that adjustment?
Biggest thing would be downforce. With these, yeah, just with the downforce, like in the Porsche, you're sort of braking a bit harder to get the rear to step to turn the car. With these, it's all about being smooth on the brake and allowing the downforce to just sort of do its work, and the traction control just to sort of kick in and keep the car stable. It's sometimes easier in these things if you're sort of over rotating just to give it some gas, because the traction creates understeer. So it's just, yeah, these are a lot pointier, a lot more downforce, obviously a lot quicker. So it's just sort of being awake the whole time, right on the edge, and just driving it on the edge of that downforce, really.
Well, you certainly seem to be nice and awake tonight. Did a good job to take a comfortable win. Anybody you want to shout out tonight?
Yeah, shout out obviously SuperCars New Zealand and all your sponsors for putting on HPR. And shout out to my team Blackout OPR, our naming rights sponsors Blackout Electrical Solutions, Simrigs, Shunt Scenery, DSM Painting and Decorating, and Distraction and Sim Supplies.
Awesome. Cheers, mate. Have a good one.
Cheers, guys.
Alright, and we've got P2 in the GTP class as well. And a new drive, or new to the GTPs, we're used to seeing him in a GT3, but proving he's just as rapid in one of these beasts. Nico Cordia taking out P2 on your GTP debut. Well done.
Oh, awesome stuff. Thanks, Shane. Yeah, that was tough, man. I'm just gonna lie, that was tough.
So, Stefan just detailed for us the challenges of how he's come from driving the Porsche for 4 weeks and jumping back into these things. You've also been driving the Porsche for 4 weeks, and you've been used to driving the GT3s before that, and you just jumped into this. So how challenging was that for you?
It's really challenging. Coming from the Porsche Cup, even just the Porsche Cup to the Porsche GT3, obviously my favorite cars, but they are they are miles apart. And then jumping into the Porsche GDP is it's light years away. It is so quick, and it's so challenging to stay focused because you're 1 second you're turning left, other second you're turning right, and it's all happening within a millisecond. Especially coming through the last chicane onto the start finish straight. Um, I'm hitting that corner fifth gear with a slight lift. I'm lifting 20%, so I'm really going through there quite hard, and yeah, the braking is quite challenging. Um, but I really enjoy it. I mean, it's a bit of a challenge coming into these, considering I've been in a GT3 for the majority of the year with the crowd at SuperCars. So yeah, it's a challenge. I knew I wasn't going to want to catch Stefan. He's just on the next level. But yeah, all hat off to him. Killer lap time in qualies, and then taking the race win. I think by nearly 40 seconds. I think it was.
I see
think-
that. 40
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
I see that, yeah.
So yeah, it was real good. Driving these things, I didn't honestly think I was going to get P2, and seeing Jack Hintz, which I know did a brilliant job in the previous season, in the winter season, in the GDPs. So I was quite nervous, but getting P2, starting on the front row, first time I've seen the back of the pace car since since I've joined the HPR. It's the first time I'm seeing the back of it. So yeah, it was quite interesting seeing it's a truck and not a Porsche.
Yeah, Doug likes to do weird things like throw the truck in there.
Well, I found it really cool actually.
I have a question for you, Nico.
Yes.
Okay, so how did you find the traffic, and what was your closest pass, or what did you think about passing the GT3s? Was it easy? Was it fast? Was it predictable? Because I know we had a zero contact.
I just wanted to say, if it is a closest pass, it would have definitely been with you, Sean. That zero contact was a close call. I didn't feel it. Didn't feel it. I noticed
neither.
it.
But
That was.
how was the traffic? Yeah, like getting through the cars, was it okay? Did you have any scary moments?
I had one scary moment. Coming into the final chicane. I think it was behind. It was behind one of the McLarens. I'm just trying to remember who it was. But yeah, so they were a bit off the racing line, and I wanted to go for the pass, which meant they moved over, and I geared down. And as I geared down, the car just almost flicked me straight into the wall. I almost found it going through the corner slower was real harder than actually going flat out through in fifth gear.
Yeah.
So it was a real tricky one. I actually then started slowing down if I were behind a couple of cars. But in general, the traffic was real good. There was one or two calls where I found that, the cars weren't predictable, but it's maybe they weren't comfortable in the car, or just got a big fright with seeing all of a sudden a GDP appear in the rear view mirror. But other than that, it was real good. I mean, I didn't have any incidents. I didn't have any other 1Xs or 2Xs or a crash happen from the GT3. So I felt there was a really good passing by them,
Yeah.
or giving us
I,
space.
I'd quite like to give a little bit of shout out to iRacing because it said the GTPs were coming really early. So
Mm.
you knew to either back off, give them room, or as a GT3 driver, you knew to keep your racing line going, and then I'm just going to have to wait to the next little bit of
Yeah.
track. And I think I slowed one person down. It might have been my teammate, but it was due to the fact of the corners. You just can't, as we know, you can't just go off the racing line
Yeah,
when you want. So
yeah.
but
Yeah, and I think every single pass I did except for two, everybody stuck to the racing line, which is exactly what you want as a fast
100%.
driver.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
so yeah, so I'm look, it was real cool jumping in. I did my first practice lap on Tuesday, I think it was. I did 10 laps online, just thinking, okay, cool, I'm gonna go GDP. I'm just gonna throw
Send
my
it.
name in the hat and send it. And yeah, I went GDP. I'm happy about it. Stefan is just a machine in these things. So yeah, so looking forward to round two, and hopefully a couple more GDPs on track with us.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the stream. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to watching it back.
Cheers, Nico. Have a good one.
Thanks, Shan. Cheers. You too.
All right.
Cricket update is we're 30 for none.
And we're chasing
Nice.
40 what?
Well, 46 is the deficit. Yeah, so we'll hopefully get a lead.
Anything could lose from here. It would be us.
Absolutely.
Well, it's day 2 of a test match, so we'll give it another couple of days before we pass judgment.
All right. And did you manage to get the wheel going there, Shane?
Yep, I've got the wheel going. I think I've also come up with a fair way to decide our other prizes. So we've got Andrew Odin and Kristen Jenkins both got a shout out, but of those two, Andrew was in the GTPs, wasn't he? So that's not really.
Yeah.
Well, Andrew was at the back of the GTPs, and Kristen was second in the GT3s. So actually, I think we go Kristen. What do you think? That's probably
Send him
fair.
a t-shirt.
Yeah. So Kristen's going to get a t-shirt thanks to Wearcraft, and important to say that that's thanks to Wearcraft because we haven't actually mentioned our weekly sponsor or stream.
You guys are sad. You gotta get
So,
Sean, tell us about Wearcraft, mate.
Wearcraft. Well, there's two people involved in Wearcraft. One of them is really responsible. The other one's an absolute unit. Okay. So
the other one climbs on tables and smashes stuff.
Yeah.
Laura, we need you to calm down.
If you need anything on a t-shirt, anything on a cup, just anything on anything, I don't even know this, I'm just telling it, they can organise it for you. So they do some really wicked hoodies they've done for members of our league. So we've got over 120 people that sign up every 3 months, but in the league there's over 500. So they've done a whole lot of hoodies and t-shirts and screen printing and you name it, they can do it. So if you want something on something, give Leon a bell on Messenger or get hold of one of the admin. We can get you in touch with him. He's an absolute legend and doesn't mind buying you a beer now and again. So good bloke to boot.
Absolutely. So Kristen's going to get himself a t-shirt thanks to Wearcraft, and Scott Pickering shouted him out, so he is going to get himself an Apple Pack.
I mean, I'm going to get on the stream and start shouting out people because Scott just I'm sure he can almost live off Supercars.
And now,
So looking forward
someone.
to next season, next week to Road Atlanta. It's going to be good in these cars.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. Alright, here we go. So someone's going to get $20, and I've got the wheel up there. I was hoping it was going to come up just like that.
America. I don't want to sound too cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
20
20
iRacing.
iRacing buckers for getting your waka home.
20 iRacing dollars.
People.
Yep.
USD.
Alright. So, we ready? Here we go.
I wish I could see it, but that's alright.
Oh yeah, I had to
Come
kill the
on.
stream in the hope that that was going to save.
Come
Oh,
on,
it's
12.
going to be number 7, which is... I can't see that. Is it Paul or
Overall,
Christian?
No, 7th
7th
overall,
overall.
was it?
Yeah, 7th overall.
Are you gonna?
I've got Paul Bloomquist,
Yeah,
7th
top one.
overall.
Okay,
Oh.
Paul Blomqvist.
Alright, let's draw it again. Stuff, Paul.
So congratulations, Paul Blomqvist. You are walking away with 20 iRacing dollars credited into your bank. We'll get Wayne to pay that out quick as. So hopefully quicker than I got him to pay the Enduro prizes. But anyway, that's it. All done for
Yeah.
tonight.
Well, we could throw a thing out there with what do we got Friday? We're going to have the old legacy cars at Detroit. So yeah, if you're a
Ooh.
league member, don't forget to jump in and have
Yeah.
some fun. Bring a beer
Yeah.
and have some fun at Detroit. It's a favourite of many drivers at SuperCars NZ too.
Detroit.
Yeah, that's a popular combination.
And also next week's our first MRX endurance race in obviously our normal championship. So our main championship takes the break, and we're going into enduro season. How typical of this time of year.
Yeah, Road America next week
Road
for the
America.
V8. So
I love Road. A lot of people don't like it. I think it's an awesome track.
how many? Is it a timed race? So how's
Yes,
it?
so
90
it's
minutes.
an hour and a half. So
Yep.
not bad. Because I hate lapped races, but I mean time races. But for the enduros, it's 1.5 hours, and it's obviously single for the people. And I probably wouldn't ice to them. I won't limit tires like I just did last week, and but I do like to keep them on their feet. So I think last week went well. I had good feedback about some strategy happening in the league. Maybe Supercars Australia could get in touch with me. I could help them out, trying to actually get some exciting racing going.
Yeah, maybe it was actually you that was stealing all their tyres.
It was me. I did. I physically I got Dunnies for sale, not cigarettes. Dunlop tires. Yeah, come and see me on special.
And the guys might have to get used to quite a lot of long racing next week, because next weekend we got the Bathurst 1000.
Oh, the Simblex Bathurst 1000.
Absolutely, the Simblex Bathurst
Oh.
1000. So that is going to be very exciting, following on from the Sandown 500, which was a great event. And
I'm going to have to talk to
yeah,
partner.
Simblex back in that series and back in the Bathurst 1000 as well. And that's going to be a big day. Race kicking off at 12 o'clock, so probably going to run through to about 6 o'clock in the evening, depending on how many safety cars we throw out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty gutted that I'm not going to get to be a part of that day this year.
I'm in fifth place at the moment. We finished fifth in the first one, so if people choke, booyah! I could be in for some points.
Oh well, I'm gonna throw it to our special guest to wrap it up tonight. Way you go, Sean.
I'm out of here anyway, boys. Love yous, leave yous.
Yep. So obviously, thank you to MRP. Without them, we wouldn't be here tonight. MRP.co.nz. Jump on the website. They've got some new track racer stuff that has been Barry's been thrown around on Facebook and there and that. I already know Barry, if you're listening, we've got some people that are definitely keen on it. Supercars NZ members have seen it. They're looking into it. So hopefully that goes well for you with the track racer. Obviously, thanks to iRacing for giving us this platform. You're the legends. But we wouldn't be here. Oh, thanks to Wearcraft, obviously Leon. Cheers, mate. We appreciate you. But most of all, thanks to the admin, because without people streaming, we wouldn't have something to show you. So Shane, Doug, everyone who does the streaming, we appreciate you guys, and Corey doing the commentary. Without that, we wouldn't be able to give this product out to the people. So I appreciate you guys, and hopefully we see you on Tuesday. Have a good night, and see you then. Bye.